Today on We Need to Talk, we talk with Kirsten about marketing. Why is it evil, and why am I right about why it's evil? We need to talk.
Can I just throw something in here that's gonna be like really funny?
Yes.
It
Okay,
better be
so
really funny.
it's really funny because it involves like expanding a company and like using video marketing.
That
But
is right for comedy.
so I
Let me tell
found,
you.
oh my god, I was like, I think I was like 25 at the time or something, and I had found this company that was, they said that they I'm pretty sure they just said they were like a company for adults, and this was on Craigslist, and this business, from what I can remember, was located in or near Merrimack, New Hampshire.
Mhm.
And so they just said like it was an adult company, but at the time, even with my like Pornhub, like local MILFs banner advertisements. Oh, right. Nathan doesn't know this. Sorry, Pepin doesn't know this.
What?
Steven does.
Okay, yeah, you got the. Okay, go on.
I'll go back to that in a minute.
Okay.
So basically, I reached out to them and they liked my portfolio and they wanted me to come in for an interview. And I found out it was an adult toy store for dildos and all that type of fun stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, we're, just like looking to advertise the products, and we like your gear, we like your videos. We were hoping that you could take videos of like all of our products for our website." And I was just like, oh boy, this was an industry I tried to get out of, and now am I about to jump back into it? No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Okay, but not me not having that context. The way you said that sounded a little interesting.
She
Okay.
used to do banner ads for Pornhub.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the way it sounded like you were like involved in a different way.
No, I was not. No, I used to make banner ads for Pornhub. I would,
Oh, that's
yeah, I would sell apps
Uh-huh.
to men to meet local MILFs and cougars,
Oh my
depending on their
God.
age. I would also sell dick pills.
That is incredible. Okay.
You've always wondered who's making those ads. Now you know.
Yes, I was one of them for a while.
Okay, I need to know so much about this. So,
Oh,
how,
well, if you want to know like the most important thing at this time, the market for that is so saturated, it's going to be impossible to make money. Even when I was doing it for Pornhub, my ROI was like 11%. It was much higher when I was doing marketing for Plenty of Fish, and that's just regular dating.
Mhm.
I'd advertise like Christian Mingle on there, and
Advertise a
that
competitor on the competition's app. Very
right.
smart.
Plenty of Fish was actually like amazing. Like that was my favorite one to advertise on for so long. But then they
Mhm.
created a mobile app and they didn't run advertisements on their mobile app because I guess it was a subscription
Mhm.
plan. Like you had to buy a subscription to have the mobile app. And after that happened, like my ROI for Plenty of Fish was like anywhere between like 400 and like 700%.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd make like $1,100 a week advertising on Pornhub. Sorry, Plenty of Fish. I keep thinking back to how funny the Pornhub banner ads are. No, I would make a lot more advertising on Plenty of Fish before they moved over to mobile apps.
Now, what was more successful, like blatant, overt, like sexual content, or something that was risque but not like in your face vaginas and dicks?
Risque.
Fascinating. Because
Yeah.
like people are on there to see vaginas and dicks. So like by having something that doesn't show that being more successful than
It's like a
like
mystery factor. It's
yeah,
like
it's super
you can see
interesting.
most of their body, but they have a hat covering up their,
They're
hoo-ha or
completely
whatever.
naked, but they're wearing a nice hat.
Right? Or they're completely naked, but they're like leaned over in a way where their arms are covering their boobs and then like their hands area are covering their hoo-has. I'm gonna just say that. I'm just gonna
Hoo-has?
say I have one. I'm gonna call it a hoo-ha. And they just cover that up and then suddenly, your click-through rate's higher because it's like the person who clicked it doesn't actually know what it looks like, so they don't have like the satisfaction of like seeing the rest of that woman's body,
Mhm.
which may or may not be in a profile on that other adult dating app.
Okay. So, how did you get contracted for this? Was it something you applied for, or is it just like your own business you
Yeah,
started?
you apply for it.
Okay.
So I did it through Exoclick back in the day. I don't know if Exoclick still exists. You're welcome to try it. I will tell you right now, like, you basically have to spend like $3,000 to $5,000 a day. Yeah,
For what?
to like get a good ROI. Like you're like at this point the ROI would probably be about like maybe 4%. So if your return on your investment of like if you do $3,000 times, yeah, I have to do this. If you spend $3,000 in a day and your ads are really good and your absolute best outcome is the 4% ROI, then you'll make like $120 that day after spending
So
$3,000.
the money that you're spending is for the ad space. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the ROI is the money you get back from it. So, okay. So,
Yeah.
so Pornhub was not that successful with the ROI, but on Plenty of Fish, you're getting like, 700% or something. So if you spent $100
Yeah.
on the ads, you're getting
700 back.
700 back.
Roughly.
So net
Yeah.
gain of 600, essentially.
Yeah. The only thing is with Plenty of Fish, like yeah, there was a lot of traffic on Plenty of Fish, but like nowhere near the amount that there was on adult like dating websites
Mm-hmm.
or just porn websites, really. And that's like $3,000 like across channels or more because Exoclick does a run of campaign. So you don't actually like just advertise on Pornhub. You usually advertise on like all possible like porn websites, and then from there you decide which websites are performing the best and you pause the websites that are losing you money.
Okay. And were you getting so were you contracted by a company to run these ads, or were
No,
you
this was just me.
it was just you?
It
And
was just me.
how did you get involved in the products, or like what was being sold?
Oh, I got involved through an old friend, and like I said, just like dating apps that would lead to mostly fake local MILF and cougar profiles.
So give our listeners some advice. How do you know when it's a fake one and when you're gonna fuck real cougars? For the listeners.
For the listeners.
For the single listeners who want to go fuck cougars. How you know the fake ones versus the real ones?
The fake ones are probably prettier than the real ones.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I'm sorry. I was in it long enough to know that this is a fact. If you
Mhm.
really, really want to get laid,
Mhm.
I don't know. If you
Craigslist.
really want to get laid using adult dating apps, you're gonna need to find like a tugboat of a woman.
Nate and I did the same head cock at the same time to the phrase "a tugboat of a woman." This is from a professional porn advertiser.
She's gotta be kind of thick, and she's gonna tug on places that'll make you.
That'll make you boat. Like, where's the boat?
Ugh.
So, tell me about Steamboat Willie. Early Mickey Mouse.
So I can give some personal experience here because
Oh my god, really?
okay, okay, clickbait right there. But so It's like back when I was like 22 or 23, I had this like interest in cougars for some reason, or I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but I'm just like I want an older woman. I don't want a younger girl. So I talked to one of my coworkers at the time, and she said, "Oh yeah, there's this site," and she gave me like a site name. I'm like, okay. So I went there, and I signed up for it. It's like this like social dating thing, and I got like 5 messages like within a week, and I'm like, wow, this is like really working out. And then eventually, I kind of started paying more close attention. I'm like, these people aren't real. They're all
They're
fake.
bots, right?
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it, I got tricked here. I got tricked.
Yeah.
Did you pay money for that site?
Oh no, they were trying to get me to pay money. I was just like, no, I'm getting plenty of messages. Why would I?
Because they're all bots, man.
There are like sugar mom and sugar dad websites.
I've heard of those, and it, that I don't. It's super interesting that that thing exists. I mean, some of
It
it's
is.
a little bit like low key prostitution, like at a certain point, but it's I don't know. It's weird. It's interesting.
Yeah. I have a lesbian friend who had like her own lesbian friend who had signed up to a sugar mom website like years and years ago in college. I
Was
don't remember too much about what she said
Mhm.
about how it worked, but it wasn't like, at least for the like women, it wasn't about sex all the time. It was like a lot about companionship
Mhm, mhm.
and just like going out and like doing stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think usually in a lot of these cases, it's the men that want the sex. I mean, though that's not true a lot of times too, because there was a couple things I've seen before where they talked about there's like high class escorts and low class escorts, but the higher class ones, like the men will tend, right as the man kind of contracting, like the men want to more have the status symbol of having like an attractive woman to go out on a date with, and what they're saying is that like these girls will be going on these dates with these guys and going all these places and everything. It'd just be like a normal date, and sometimes sex would even happen. Like it's more just about this guy being seen in public with this incredibly attractive woman.
Huh, that makes sense. Stroke the ego or whatever that term is. Yeah.
And same thing with sugar mamas too. I think because I also heard somewhere else that there's some guys like some super rich people that will just have like a girlfriend in like say New York City. They'll pay for their rent and everything like that, and just kind of pay for their life. They have like an allowance or like a certain amount of money. But all that's expected is that when they come to New York City, that she is there and nice, and they have a nice little time. But you know, it's mostly just on the premise that he's
Yeah.
gonna pay for all the
I
bills.
actually have like kind of,
But
it's not really like my own story, but it was like the witnessing of a sugar mom kind of. I can't get like too much into detail, but um
All right, just give
mhm,
us the name, address, and social.
I mean, I did go to this person's
mhm,
house, but um I went over to help her like with some like business related stuff by way of like another person. Um I'm gonna use like fake names.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
We do
I'm
that all
gonna
the time.
give Yeah, I'm gonna give that one like I'm just gonna call her Linda, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna say her boyfriend's
okay.
name. I'm just gonna call him Ken because he was definitely like much younger than her. I don't know. So I'm picturing like
Okay.
just like just like a Ken as like a younger name compared to Linda, but like still much older than us. So
Okay.
this woman was like, yeah,
We're
no,
Hold on,
so like Linda
newbies.
was like borderline. I think she was like borderline 60-ish, and her boyfriend was definitely around the age of like 42. So it's like, it's like fine, do your
mhm,
thing. Like you're obviously like really successful in like what you do. Um, but when I showed up to her house, I had to like, dress pretty like semi-professionally, I think. I went like pretty like business casual. I got there and I started talking to her about like business and stuff, and then her like boyfriend had come downstairs and started making food. And I gave her boyfriend this like kind of weird look, and I don't know if she like internally got upset with me over it or something, but like never really voiced it until like after the fact. But like I gave him this look, and it was only because I was confused because this dude was like 42 and he was wearing skinny jeans. And I was like, that wasn't even part of your like generation. Why are you wearing skinny jeans? I was so like just was like totally distraught. I mean like totally like, like do your thing, be happy, but from like a generational perspective, your style like the style that you're wearing right now does not make sense to me, especially like considering who you're like dating. Like it didn't click. But she,
Hmm.
since her boyfriend was cooking, she offered me like some of the food that he was making for them, and I like was like, sure, like that would be awesome. Um, so I figured out stuff that needed to be like done with her business and ate the food, said thank you and left. And then like my somewhat boss or whatever got an email from her saying that I was like rude and I ate like food while I was there, and I'm just like, but like she she offered, like I'm so confused, like what the hell happened? Like we had a good conversation, I thought. And I always wonder if it was because I gave her middle-aged skinny jeans, pants wearing boyfriend like a weird look. I was like, I am not interested. I was just
Hmm.
genuinely confused.
Now, the look that you gave, was that on purpose, or was it more just kind of came out?
It just kind of came out.
Hmm.
And I wouldn't say it was like a disgusted face. It was more of like a like, oh, that's different. And then I just like got back to what like I had to do.
Hmm. Yeah, it could be the case that like after the whole thing, like the boyfriend talked to the girlfriend about it, and then it's like she got kind of mad about it, and she can like voice that in the email because it's like oh yeah, she gave my boyfriend like a weird look, like that's kind of like vague and hard to like really go after. So instead
Yeah.
they went after like things that were actual, like eating food, like in you things that you could accuse a person of being, say, unprofessional about, even if they weren't, because then the boss could come to you and ask you those questions and you couldn't deny it.
I always
Yeah.
have the opposite problem where if someone offers me food, I'll say no, and then they get offended that I didn't eat.
Hmm.
Just like a proxy grandma.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I was over my friend's house it was like the first time, and I was meeting a whole bunch of new people, and we were playing D&D, and I was drinking and smoking, so I was like not. I had eaten right before. I didn't know they bought pizza and stuff. So they're like, "Oh, you want some pizza?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." And like he got super offended. And the next time I came over, I'm like, "No, I'm good." And I'm like, "Am I offending you by saying no to eating pizza with you?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay. Well, I guess I just won't eat before I come over anymore. I'm not trying to offend you. I just I don't like eating around brand new people. That just it makes me uncomfortable. And B, I literally had eaten right before I came here because in my mind, I'm coming over at 7:30 at night. Like everybody's already eaten, and where I'm not coming there to take from what you guys are doing. I'm coming there to be a part of the games that we're playing. So
Right.
I had to kind of shift that. But for people who don't communicate that and aren't willing to be like, "Am I offending you?" That can rub people the wrong way, and both parties aren't willing to say it. So it's always I kind of have the opposite problem of where you're like, "Yeah, I'll eat your food from this random person and who's a
Like if
client."
I
And
don't know, like, she just offered. So I was
Hmm.
I
like
there's
super
like no
confused. Like are
good
we at a
answer in that.
point in time? Are we at a point in time where like I mean it makes sense. Like there are times where it's okay and understandable and like justified to be offended. But I don't ever want to be in a situation where I have to think like, is it more or less offensive to accept the food? Like, do I have to ask the person who offered me food if they would be offended if I said yes or no? Like, that's just like,
Well,
is that where we are now?
I've come to have to ask if I say no, is it going to offend you? Which is super uncomfortable to have to do, but it's better than actually offending them from my perspective. But I don't disagree. But I think you were in a lose-lose situation because it'd be rude if you said yes, and it'd be rude if you said no. So like, there is no right answer.
You know what? I blame the guy for like
I
I
blame
don't
his
know.
jeans.
I blame his jeans. Why did he have to wear like skin
Why-
tight jeans?
Why didn't you wear big fat jeans?
He doesn't even need big fat jeans. Like it could have just been like a regular.
Why weren't you wearing some Jinkos, bro?
Why weren't you wearing khakis? I don't know.
Wear some
Like...
wear some bell bottoms, bud.
He should have just left. He should have just gone for a nice leisurely stroll. Like during that entire like business meeting.
So I love that Kirsten is still like upset about this. Like she still just can't understand those jeans.
It's been years. I don't. I think about it every now and then.
Think about those
Have you
jeans sometimes. From time to
have you
time.
ever just like thought back to a time like years or even decades ago and you're like, man, that was a big mistake. And now it's 1 in the morning.
Yes.
I can't resolve those jeans.
I can't resolve those jeans. Wow. So that's marketing. And that's how off topic we are.
Meter, I do have a solution for you as well.
Okay.
So here's the solution to your problem of people offering you food and you can't say no, or having to be worried about offense.
Yeah.
Contract diabetes.
Oh. I'm diabetic. I could just lie.
Or you could just
That's
lie.
good.
But
That's good.
I would prefer not to lie, so I would rather like contract diabetes than have to lie.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So get diabetes, and
Okay.
then you're all,
Hey,
you're all
Nate,
set.
Can you give me some diabetes?
Yes, diabetes is actually transferred through coughs now. So I'm gonna
Okay.
cough on you, and you'll get it.
Perfect. Can you cough on a
Okay.
handkerchief and mail it to me?
Yes, I can totally do that.
So I don't have to leave my house.
It will kill all your beta cells.
Maybe get something else.
Oh wait, is this not wanting to leave your house?
No. I don't want to get coronavirus too. I just want diabetes.
I'll take both.
So is that the end of our conversation about marketing? Or?
I don't even know where we ended with marketing.
Well, Nate's marketing diabetes right now.
Yeah, well, so it's great because it's the ultimate excuse when when people offer you food that you don't want. You're just like, oh no, diabetes. I have to like dose for this, and like, well,
Can I make something up?
Yeah.
Like, no, I have.
Yeah.
And
And you're like, what's? And it's like, it's like the thing that.
oh, I can't eat.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You
That's
just
true. You
can't
can't eat.
You just can't eat.
I can't eat food at other times, only certain times, and now is not one of those times, and it never will be.
I can only eat food on Wednesdays, and it's Thursday.
Or you could say be really general. So I had my I administered something to my body, and I now am capable of eating. Or
I already
not
took my
incapable,
needle.
but yeah, and
Yeah. The app says no. Sorry. What if I just
the
say
app
that?
says no.
What if I just say the app says no and have no other explanation? You're like, hold on, let me check. No, can't.
It's like the magic conch from SpongeBob.
It's exactly like the magic conch.
Yes, that's what you need. You need a magic conch.
That's
I do remember. So to try to bring it back to marketing just a little bit, I remember Nathan saying that you two have like differing views on marketing, and I don't know if you had a specific question, Nate.
Well, honestly, my question is why is Meter wrong about everything, but specifically why about marketing? So it's going to take a while for you to explain that, Kirsten. So let's do that next episode because this one's running a bit long. So next time, be ready for this new episode of We Need to Talk with Kirsten from NH Communities, NH website. Check out the links in the description, and we'll need to talk. Yeah, I'm doing this in post.